There's a major standoff between students on one hand and management of the Ghana Institute of Journalism over a deferment directive to students who missed the deadline for fee payment and registration. Scores of the students besieged the school premises in a near clash with the police, demanding a revocation of the directive. They argue the school failed to notify them about the decision to get them defer their course, describing it as unfair. We'll hear from management of the school in a bit, which says the decision is to help the students keep their studentship. But first, my colleague Manuel Kranting was at the school, and here's his report.
And so the students of the Ghana Institute of Journalism are currently blocking the entrance to the premises of the school. Well, they are here in protest of a directive from the management of the institution, essentially asking that students who had missed the deadline for registration to defer their courses. Well, the university, if you like, the institution works with a protocol that students would have to pay their fees, register for their courses, so they are able to sit for exams. Well, this time around, some of the students missed that deadline and so were unable to register in time. That is what has brought us here after the management asked that if they were not able to register and get their courses online, then they must defer. And so a lot of them seem really agitated. We'll get a bit close and speak to some of them.
Right after they brought their petition to management came up with a communique that students who actually delayed in paying their school fee should defer for a year. It is totally bad. It is inhuman. You need to come out and speak with us. We've been here. They are inside. They are scared of coming out to meet with the student body. What are you hiding? Why are you afraid? You went to that meeting with no student board involved in that meeting. You went in there, decided on what you want to do. You came out to tell us, go home for a year. Go home and do what?
Aside this increment of fees, online problems and resource challenges that students are facing, we don't want management to address all those issues and to stop all the measures that, even looking at the recent measures that management came to introduce. They are saying that students should defer without informing students that this is the consequences of you paying your fees late. Students are not aware. You go and pay, you come and do your assignments, do IAs and everything, stress, online exams and all that. And management just came for just change.
You see, we knew that if you don't pay early, we are going to defer. We've known that since, okay, fine. But then the issue is, it was in a pandemic season. What's the name? How should I put it? See, any wise institute, they will know that, oh, we are in a pandemic season. People's parents lost their jobs. People lost their jobs. The economy was tight. No one was going, no one was coming. There was nothing on table. You understand?
I just don't even know what to say at this point in time. Because last year, I was supposed to join my colleagues and graduate. But because of these same financial constraints, we weren't able to register. And now that we deferred willingly, we have come back saying that we want to continue the course. They are telling us to defer because of late registration. I personally didn't register after the deadline. I had paid my fees, everything intact. But selection of the courses to make sure I had everything intact was the problem. And here, communication is very bad. Sometimes even you have to be going up and down just to hear a positive response from them when you put a petition to them. Please understand.
So financial constraints got you to miss the deadline last year, and you've missed it again because of financial constraints.
Yes, please.
What are you going to do now?
Right now, I don't know, but I wish they would open a portal for us to register and then continue, because it's very painful. Other than that, our dreams will be shattered.
So he's making the point that their dreams may be shattered if this particular directive is allowed to hold. But he's not alone. There are a couple others just like him who missed the deadline years ago and have missed it again, giving you a picture of the sort of financial constraints that some of the students go through to be able to, pay their fees. What's your name?
Metal Belinda.
Talk to me. How did you miss your first deadline?
Yeah, it was because of financial problems. We couldn't afford to pay our fees because our parents wasn't able to fend for all of us. And then we go through all these things and all we get is another deferral again. We don't want to defer again. That is why we are here.
But there are two successive reviews. You could have taken advantage of that, no?
Come again.
There were 2 successive reviews in deadlines. You could have taken advantage of them.
Well, yeah, we did that. You know, they gave us a deadline. We did it. But then registering was a problem because there was other courses that had to crash. Because we didn't come on time, we weren't able to choose our groups well. And that was something that affected us. Do you get it? So it wasn't our fault that we delayed in our registration. We were able to register like 1 or 2 courses. Then the 3rd, 4th, 5th said we couldn't register.
It's not your fault.
It wasn't my fault.
That's what they are alleging, that it's not their fault, but they're having to bear the brunt of the repercussions anyways. And that's a situation here from the Ghana Institute of Journalism. There's a meeting that's currently ongoing between some select leaders of the students and then the management of the school in the other premises of the school, which is at Jolu. So we are monitoring that meeting also, and we'll bring you updates on what comes out of.
Well, the management of the school has been defending its decision. In a statement it released a short while ago, Manuel Kranting joins me with details of that statement via Zoom. Manuel, what does the statement say?
Also, Israel, the statement, which was released under the hand of the head of public relations at Ghana Institute of Journalism, goes to defend the position. It starts by saying that in preparation towards the reopening of schools, management circulated the calendar for the academic year, which detailed registration timelines for students. Now, the initial deadline for registration for continuing students as captured in the academic calendar was 26th December 2020. And now you want to take notice of the various reviews, successive reviews that were done after that particular deadline. And so management decided to extend the registration deadline to 8th January 2021. That's from 26th December to 8th January. And there was a second review from 8th January to 3rd February 2021. And there was a third review to 25th February 2021. And that really was the final deadline for the payment of the minimum of 60% of the fees and subsequent registration. It continues to say that students' registration constitutes a vital part of academic procedures in tertiary institutions the world over, as it influences decisions regarding lecture hall allocation, preparation of lecture and examination timetables, among others. Now, the several deadline extensions resulted in an unprecedented 24-week registration window without any penalty payment. This decision by management is in consonance with Section 9.3 of the Institute's undergraduate academic policies and procedures, which stipulates that, and I quote, that students who fail to register in person or by proxy during the official registration period at the beginning of the semester forfeit their right to register for the semester or the entire academic year. It also satisfies Section 13.5 of the same policy, which stipulates that students who absent themselves from class for 21 days in a semester without official permission from the registrar are deemed not to have satisfied the class attendance requirements for the semester and shall not be assessed as having completed the program. And this is what management goes ahead to say, that the notification to students who fell foul of the above sections was to ensure that affected students do not lose their studentship. Deferment of program should therefore not be seen as a punishment, but as an opportunity to retain studentship. And so the general public is, by this statement, informed that management of the institute came to this decision and making reference to the decision for the students to defer their courses after careful consideration to ensure that the academic processes required to keep the school running are upheld. And it was released from the Public Affairs Unit of the Ghana Institute of Journalism. So they've been essentially explaining and defending the reason for this particular directive, which the students are opposing, describing it as unfair. Israel.
All right, thank you very much, Manuel Kranting. Well, MP for Wilsa South, Dr. Clement Tapac, who is also on the Parliament Education Committee, has been solidarizing with the students. He wants the school's management to rescind this decision.
Clearly, the impact of COVID-19 has had implications, for which reason even government is seeking for the support of the citizens. So if the students have paid their fees, and even if they had not paid, and were allowed to register, and have studied, prepared, willing and have the right frame of mind to write their exams. For the management of the institution to tell them that they should be fair, I don't think it is fair. I would say that they should be allowed to write their exams, and even when there are conditions that will mandate the authorities to hold students accountable for non-payment of fees, that can be done. The students are not going to run away. They will write. Some of them are continuing students. Some may be final year students. Even for the final year students, they will certainly come back to take their certificates. You can hold them accountable. But to say that they should not write their exams, I don't think it is fair at all. And I would want to implore management to revise its decision, because this is our future.